want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. One under early in the round. Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance too to get off to a good start.
Headed for the bunker. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. Right? It's going to hurt the cause.
At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. -1 in the early going. Frank, here on the 4th tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
On the green in regulation. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. How did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinch is in, though, with those bunkers left and right. And there's just one bunker in the front of this green. And that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards. Yeah, Rory's like a car that just has an extra gear. You know, if you've got five-speed gearbox, Rory's got 6. If you've got a 6-speed gearbox, he's got 7.
He's the souped-up Ferrari or Lamborghini. He can go. He's Formula One.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron. That's right, a 3-iron on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
And he's made it onto the green now.
This is an awkward length.
Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
Just a sloppy hole, no other way to say it, and it results in a double bogey. Ready to tee off here at the 6th. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunkers, well, there's no trees here, really. That little green strip, that runway down there, another hole that bends to the right, but find the fairway. The fairway's wide enough. You've got a pretty good idea exactly where you want to go. And once again, this is one of the shorter par 4s. So good drive here, just a short iron in.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This for par. Par for McIlroy. but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, just for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Make it 2 birdies on the day. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right.
Even par currently.
So that was probably a makeable putt, but everything had to be right. The speed and the read, and didn't quite have it dialed in on line there. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Rounding out the front side here at Chambers Bay with a par 3, the 9th.
Well, the tee is nearly 100 feet above the level of the green, so you can see everything. This is one of the best views on the golf course. A fairly lengthy par 3. You know, obviously it's stout, just over 200 yards, but you can see the green off that elevated tee, and this requires your best shot.
It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Settles in over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. That is a solid par putt right there. Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully. That was nuclear.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
He's putting for birdie now. In red figures at 1 under par. Well, here we are at the 11th. Frank, this is a brutally long par 4.
And a little bit blind, too. There's that big dune in the middle of the fairway, and it's sort of a bit daunting. You're not quite sure what's behind that. Well, what is behind that is actually fairway. and just carry it over there. That'll certainly shorten the hole up, and then from there, it's a little bit of a dogleg to the right. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that.
Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Just a little tap in here. Holding steady now at 2 under par. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided. Smokes it.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Good chance at one. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Getting set now over the putt. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point, the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favor. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Good-looking shot right here. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That puts them at 4 under for the round. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree, one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, then go straight at it.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
How about this little move? 5 under par now. 2 straight birdies. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beached.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. 6 under par now. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of US Open.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Shouldn't be a problem here. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 5th hole seems to have knocked him off course just a bit. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. That was nuclear. Second shot. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Well, that's how it's done. The approach shot is within 10 feet, and another good look. Now to 7 under par. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it for Frank Nobilo and our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time. Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to Treasure Island, a masterful blend of challenge and playability. Always need to keep on the lookout for secret paths and twisted turns throughout the course. You never know, maybe even some hidden treasure. This is unlike anything we've seen, Frank, in all our travels around the world. I'm Rich Lerner, and my partner for EA Sports is Frank Nobilo. Frankie, they've hopped off the boat. It is time to get busy. The pirate adventure begins.
A little bit of treasure on this opening hole, Rich. You can find the silver coins down the right side. That's the more generous fairway. If you want to go for gold, though, flash it across the cliff down the... Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? What a great shot. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker.
All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Try pulling back and push forward though. No, it's still me. Oh well, we'll have to do a swapping paddy thingy. Hang on a minute. Press your PlayStation button again.
Plus, with Rory, the chat in the locker room, when
Right,
you
go
hear
to
someone
your
say,
profile.
I couldn't hit that
Go
shot he
log
just
out.
hit today. That's when you know you're different.
How about the 2 eagles he made in the final 3 holes
Yeah, press it,
Saturday,
log out.
round 3, on his way to winning the Open Championship?
Phenomenal. 16 was virtually unreachable for most of the field. 2 phenomenal shots. And obviously he's in a tussle with Ricky Fowler. And then to top it off, that 5-iron he hit into 18 was just, it never left the flagstick. He has that ability just to hit the gas pedal at the right time.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Second from an excellent lie. I like the looks of this one. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. -1 in the early going. Just a shade over par, +1. Frank, you've seen golf holes around the world. What do you think of the par 3 second here at Treasure Island?
Fun hole, really, Rich. Small green just up there on that ledge, and really, you have to pick the right weapon off this tee.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Oh, this could be good. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Perfect roll right there.
Yeah, anything other than a rookie. Great stroke. It's that sneaky distance.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank, now on to the third. It's a par 5, and this is a diabolical, even a dangerous hole.
They call it Captain Hook, even though the hole does bend to the right. You've got to hug the coastline down the left. But there is a secret passage. I'm loving that balance. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. 315.
Hey, Rich, this is the best thing I've ever seen for slow play. You hang around on the tee too much, you're going to melt.
Let's get moving right now. Hit the darn ball.
ball just took off the face.
So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got to weigh a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there. And, yep, good thing, too. He's actually putting well.
Settles in over the putt. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Well, here at the fourth, the tee shot, Frank, requires a player to be extremely accurate. They do not give you a wide space to land that golf ball.
Plus, that fairway is anything other than straight. It's more serpent-like. So you've got to know exactly how far you hit your drive at it so you can decide which part of that fairway to land it on. Wonderful backdrop in the distance, though. There's Devil's Cauldron, the volcano in the distance.
That is some sight. Now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. Good-looking shot right here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the clubs, buy a tennis racket. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. Make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded. Well, he's taking the right side out of play. Rich, it looks a little left.
Coming out of the rough, not able to control it the way he wants. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Yeah, that really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under.
Even par currently. You know they say you have to keep a level head.
Must you?
Well, what do you do when it's about to fall off?
Frank, this is quite a hole, isn't it?
It's certainly not a hole to lose your head on. It's short par 4, dogleg slightly to the right.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one. That's an absolute beauty.
This has really been impressive. High level of golf today, putting on a clinic out there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Getting set now over the putt. Makes it and moves to 1 over. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 6th hole now at Treasure Island, Frank. This is a severe downhill par 4.
A series of tee boxes here to play, but you're right, Rich. Just sort of tee it up there, let that ball float a little further because of the downhill. Tee shot wants to be left of that huge needle rock to the player's right. And from there, once again, you're not going to have a long second shot to a green that is very, very kind.
You are going to have some really good views from up here. Headed for the bunker, I think. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. This one just requires a little bit of focus. How about 7 under par now? So a tester from 4 feet. He's putting for par now. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, to get home in 2 on this par 5, the 7th, you'd need more than a great shot on your second. You'd need like a cannon shot, wouldn't you?
You'd need a cannon off the tee and a cannon for your second. Also, playing down the left side, you're going to make that 600-plus yards play that much longer. Really, the goal here is still make sure you get on the fairway, because this is a difficult fairway to hit because it steeps down over several different levels. Plus, he's winding this one up. Doesn't have the power though.
Just pulverize that golf ball. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
180 yards to the flagstick. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Frank getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Rory McIlroy playing his fourth shot. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
These putts keep the round together. moves to -8. Locked in on the read and the speed. So, 2 over par for the round. You're out of sorts, aren't you? You don't quite know what to make of that.
Yeah, well, X marks the spot. And I know on a treasure map, that means gold, silver, countless jewels. In a game of golf, I'm not so sure.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
For the par. Just misses. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just a little tap in here. That's a par. Stays at +2. Time to regroup. That's a double bogey. Frank, what's a good pirate design without a mermaid on a hole?
You're exactly right, Rich. Rounding out the front 9 here, mermaid on the right, fairway to the left, and a shipwreck behind the green.
Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away, instead straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Moving on to the 11th, it's a par 5 right in the middle of Buccaneer Bay. And Frank, this is an ingenious design.
You got to keep both hands on the wheel here, Rich, because there's so many choices involved. Really 5 fairways to hit at, and then there's a landing area in the distance if you can't reach this par 5 and 2. Obviously, the further right you go, the shorter the hole gets. But look how much smaller the fairway gets.
Excellent looking shot here.
Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there.
Second from an excellent lie. What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. That's got 5 minutes to find it.
We are about 170 yards from the hole. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Did the job right there. Twelfth hole, Frank, and just explain to me, where in the world do you go here?
Well, there's choice of 5, really. At the last 2, I doubt anybody, unless they really power up, can find one of those 2 landing areas. Really the first 3. But those first 3 provide a lengthy second shot into what has to be one of the most difficult par 4s on the second 9.
Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the clubs, buy a tennis racket.
Back to par for the round. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Par 5 13th now at Treasure Island. And Frank, this is a tremendous hole.
Many persons become shipwrecked here at 13, Rich, because of the multitude of choices here. Firstly, with the tee shot, how far you hit it down there, and then more importantly with the second shot, so many different options there, even perhaps going for the par 5 and 2. Stay calm, stay dry, and you'll get through 13.
Easy for you to say, stay calm.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par. Are you for real? It was terrible.
Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other. Normally you'd be happy to take two from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Now 8 under on the day. Frank, the thing about Treasure Island is at any point a player could stop and consider just where they are. And if they're not where they need to be mentally, they could really be thrown off their game. You're right at the base of a volcano here.
What's the chance for your round to heat up, too?
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Locked in on the read and the speed. Hit it. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Now 2 to the good side. Just a couple of feet. 8 under par for the round. Frank, now the climb begins here at the par 3 15th.
Up we'll go, that's for sure. The rather meager 145 yards is going to play much longer than that because of the steepness of the elevation. So you better club up, club accordingly. But there's a reward there. We're going to get closer and closer to the heat of Treasure Island. Should be safely on deck.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Settles in over the putt. Score that a birdie.
Second shot.
Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. 16th hole at Treasure Island. Pure danger, Frank, off that left side while continuing the climb.
And it's aptly named Devil's Elbow, but be careful, because right at the corner of the elbow, now there's no funny bone. Have to be short or long of that, otherwise you're going to go all the way down to the bottom.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, you have to like that. 4 under. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now to the par 4 17th, 366 yards from the back tee here to the middle of the green. Not much room for error here, Frank.
Yeah, it mightn't be long, but the price you pay if you're offline, especially to the right, you pay with your life.
Wrong way pattern all day long. I mean, this is just brutal. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
This is a good-looking shot. These putts keep the round together.
How did that not go in?
Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Getting set now over the putt. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day.
And he's putting for par now. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away.
Frank, they dive for golf balls at 17, the Island Green TPC Sawgrass. They're not diving for balls here at 18 at Treasure Island, are they?
Nah, the finishing hole is a par 3. All the way across the lava, you'll find the green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Straight away now from 145 yards. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Sit down. Shouldn't be a problem here.
So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18.
And getting ready for the putt. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 8th hole seems to have taken him out of his game. He has this for a birdie.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
and consequently a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.
You coming up?